Warner and term insurance. You are justifying flooding. You're justifying fires as an act of proprietary torque. Proprietary torque in crypto means that you have leverage application or application of p hat rho lambda tau square, where the mu of sine of vega justifies the gamma lambda or a rho of p hat. May this be understood as Nelly Lang. When this is wondered, and the cosine of tau vega, the min prime of sine justifies each business as an application or an entity as a collective insurance principle based on the sine of rho. The sine of rho justifies a cosine in view of the 2 to 5 year, where the 2-3 is 100 to the 20 to the 30 and 1 to 10. Now, when you're producing the 1 to 10 to the S&P Mini, you're justifying your vega of the intrinsic value of the lambda, justifying the theta of sine of mu. The sine of mu is allowing the leasing authority as long as it is margined past its revenue. This is the differences of the 503c8, 503c12, 503c6s, 503c4, and the 503c7s, where the 503c8s and the 6s allows ability for a nonprofit, even in discriminatory view or apply to tort, to still go public based on the LLP to the MLP, Mr. Warner. Now, Mr. Warner, this would be the same model as justifying solar panels. This is the same model as justifying wind turbine. This is the same model as structurized IP host and the structured idea of brick and mortar. You would insure your barn the same way you would insure your land based on sod. You would justify that to the intrinsic value of the trees that are surrounded. Senator Rounds. Now, when this is in application, you are justifying this pre and post climate changes to the uses of the nuclear bomb based on the NRC, the DOI, the EPA, the Internal Revenue Service, and applicational models to FEMA based on a statutory application. Now, where your issue is wondered, in Chinook v. Chinook, the carriage of the castle, as it is argued, you are justifying that the carriage is intrinsical value. The intrinsical value is that of the leap, that of the business, that of my profit margin of owning the business. When this is in crypto, you're justifying each non-G50 country validity into flooding, hurricane, fire, and precious metals as standard deviation to the view of intrinsic value. This is because hail Lord Van Dusen, hail Stalin, hail Hitler. And our relationship to the nephew, and how this is seen pre and post merger application, how the foreign policy wonders that view in World War I. We fail to understand that view to intrinsic applications, generation skipping the state. This is why, if you were to wonder volunteer hours, or what you call community service hours, the audit of that compared to that of in view of the DOJ under the DOI has not been done. When we ask that 5 and 10 cent plastic and metal has not been done under conservation DOI EPA, and when we take that as a 1048 to 1040 EZ, we do not choose to identify that in a volunteer firefighting in view of understanding Colorado River Basin via the U.S., or Mesa v. Arizona, 2 Jane Doe, New York Pistol and Rifle, or Michigan v. the EPA. When this is wondered, you could ask that volunteer firefighting is a militia that would have been able to fight instead of 719,000 acres